an advanced class for microcurrent with lymphatic drainage, mostly for home devices. So when I work on my Pro machine, I work with probes, I work with gloves. It's a very different way to work. So I have to adjust how I'm working because I'm doing the mini along with everybody else and not using my Pro machine. And there are certain things that you either forget or you don't realize that you need to still do, or it's just because this is just a cute little thing and you're always playing with it. So it was a really great class, and a lot of things I have done, and there were things that I need to show you. So, and it was geared more towards the older client. So a few also just tips that came up. One was the instructor had 2 ramekins. One was filled with water. This is just tap water. The other one, I've been playing with it already because we were doing it all together, is filled with your Glide gel, whichever gel you use. And I put not only my Glide gel, I also put my my Pepti Lift in as well. I also added my Pepti Elastin into it, and I mixed it up. And when I was training years ago, I had the same model coming in every day, and my trainer said, just mix up a whole bunch and then you can just put saran wrap and put it in the refrigerator. And I realized that, you know, when you pump this out, you don't want to waste all of this. So whatever you don't use on yourself that night, you can just put saran wrap on it and put it in the refrigerator for your next night. So we don't want to waste it. So I put about 4 pumps of my Moisture Glide, and I put about 2 whole dropperfuls of Pepti Lift and Pepti Elastin in here. And I mixed it all together and I got my magic potion. So today I'm going to show you how we do lymphatic drainage on the neck and the jowl area. And that way, when you work on those areas, you would get a better result. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my conductive gel, and I'm bringing it down to my collarbone, because if you came into my shop, I would be doing massage and lymphatic drainage down to or at starting at the collarbone, because right here, this area here is a big place that it releases a lot of fluid. And I'm just gonna work on the lower half of my face. So, and because once I put my gel on, that's fine, because if I lose the slip while I'm doing it, I'm just going to dunk this in the water, and that way I can save some of my product. So I'm just using my little portable power ad that works with my mini. It's really easy, but we really have to slow it down. So the first thing that we need to do is right here, right along the collarbone area here, we need to do a little bit of movement here. So these two, just so you know, there's a positive and a negative in here, and they both have to be on the skin to make the microcurrent work. So basically, when the electric current goes into the skin, it searches for a hydrogen molecule, and then it looks for an ADP molecule, and then they bond together or they kiss, and then it forms ATP, which is the energy. So when you only have one probe on the skin and not the other, you're not getting that full circuit. That's the easy way for me. So here's my collarbone. I'm gonna go right on my collarbone, and I'm just gonna move it super slow. So just along the collarbone. And I just need to do it like 3 to 5 times. It just helps to drain. Sometimes if you ever see people doing facial massage online, you'll see that sometimes they'll press here first, and that helps to just start releasing. It's like opening up the channels. So it happens with our neck area, especially for me who has like sinuses, and now I'm losing weight, so I don't have as much fat there, thank goodness, but I do retain a lot of liquid. You could see this little like jowl thing, a lot of times it's fluid. And if you have, you know, weight in your face, it's really hard for the microcurrent. It'll get through, but it's hard to, you can't move fat. But a lot of people have fluid, and fluid, when it gets in the way, also the microcurrent is not as strong, and we want the fluid to flush out. And as we get older, whether it's medicine, age, circulation, we all start developing a lot of fluid in there. And that little pouch that comes up, this little pouch I have, a lot of it is a little fluid in my face. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work to release the fluid that's in here, and we're gonna take our mini, I'm gonna dip it in some water because my gel dries really quick. I'm gonna put it right on the side of my voice box, and I'm going to go super slow. Just make sure it beeps. Super slow. It's good to have like really slow music on. And if you think you're going too fast, you're going too fast. And I know already I'm going too fast. And also when you do this, make sure you don't have any jewelry on. I forgot to take my earrings off. And I'm gonna go right up to right behind my ear. And then I'm gonna turn the unit and I'm gonna grab the mastoid, that big muscle that runs down our neck. And I'm just gonna go right down super slowly, right down to the collarbone. So we're hitting right here. There's a muscle that's right here. You could feel it. You could feel it with your hands, and that's an important muscle that we need. So I'm gonna do that again. So I'm going sideways. I'll put my neck up. And I'm on the side of my voice box. I'm going super slow. And you can leave your neck up like this. I'll do it like this so you can see. I'm going right under my jawline. I'm going right to the bottom of my earlobe, and then I'm turning my unit. And it's almost like you're catching that muscle. You don't have to press hard. You don't have to press at all, actually. And I'm just gonna follow it all the way down. Make sure both of my probes are on my skin. Super slow. And I'm going to go right down to my collarbone. I'll just hold it for a second. And you need to do this at least like 3 to 5 times. I know people say they're in a rush, and we're always in a rush, but you know what? We really want to work smarter and effectively. So don't worry if it's gotta be longer than 10 seconds. It's my dog barking out, so I don't know if you can hear her. And super slow, super slow. Because for those of you that are having trouble lifting your neck, a lot of times it's because there's fluid in there. I know I have trouble also because I don't slow it down. I'm going to the side of my voice box, super slow. It's kind of like, remember in school when you took music class and you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's kind of like that. I was horrible at music. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you kind of, I wish I had like those things that count off the time, because it has to be like that, very, very, very slow. Very, very, very slow. And we do that 3 to 5 times. Now we're gonna move up and work just on the jawline area. This will hopefully, if I keep doing this, it's gonna take care of this little pouch that sometimes people get it all of a sudden you turn 40 and you get this little poof. And a lot of times that poof is just from fluid. So I wet my probes again in the water. I'm putting it right in the middle of my chin, and super, super slow. Basically, I'm nestling my jawbone in between the probes. Super slow. Like I said, I should have taken my earrings off, but I'm just gonna keep going. And I'm just gonna hold at my earlobe for a second. Actually, when you get here, you can also turn and go down if you want. That's up to you, if you want to complete the movement. Once again, here, we'll wait for the, well, I don't, it's on, I know it didn't beep. And super slow. For me, it's easier when I lift my neck up to look into the mirror or the camera. The camera's my mirror, and I'm just gonna hold. I have a lot of fluid, so I'm gonna turn again, but you don't have to do the turn part on that side. And then again. Put it right in the middle of my chin. So if you're not seeing a result in your neck area, a lot of times it's fluid. You're going too fast. Like that one movement was just too fast. So if you think you're going too fast, you're going too fast. When I talk and I demo, I tend to speed it up. So it's kind of like put on some nice like classical music, and I find that if I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's like my rhythm. It's kind of like a mantra. It relaxes me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1. You got to do what works for you. So I'm going to work on the other side, even though. So same thing. I already have my gel on. I'm going to put it right on the side of my voice box. I'm going to slowly move. Now this I'm feeling it in my mouth because I have a lot of metal on the side of my face. I'm going to go right up to the earlobe. I'm going to turn. I'm going to go right down muscle, but I did forget to do my collarbone. Remember, we have to do that collarbone, which I forgot. And wet my probe, do it again. Super, super slow. And of course, this is my left side, and I switched my hands only because it's easier. You'll find it is easier to work on each side of the face with the corresponding hand. And I'll do it one more time and then I'll go up to the jaw. So for those of you who are concerned about your thyroid, you could just start it a little further away from the voice box. So, for a lot of people, the thyroid's like right here. And if you know you have a thyroid issue and you wish to keep the microcurrent off of it, then just move the unit and start a little further out. And now I'm going to go back in and do this area here. Remember also, drink plenty of liquid before you do your microcurrent. It's really important to be properly hydrated when you're doing this. If you're not, the next one you will wake up and not get the best result. I know when I'm doing it and I'm not hydrated or I'm doing it for too long, the next morning I actually don't look so great and I have to start hydrating. I know people worry that they'll have to wake up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom, but we have to suffer for beauty. So, I've lost my line on my jaw. And down. I'm gonna do it one more time. Slips. That's what the slip is for, so we slip. I just go along my jawline. Like I said, it just has to be really slow. Turn it. Good. So, have to work on that. See, this side actually already got depleted a little bit because I did more of it on that side. So I'm going to continue working on this, but slow movements. This is lymphatic drainage. If you're carrying a lot of fluid in the jowl area, it's also good to do, even if you don't think you have that much fluid, try it and see if you get a better result when you're doing your microcurrent. And the slower, the better. They're slow and steady moves. So if you have any questions, list them below. And I know people are going to ask me, what do I do after the conductive gel? I tend to just leave mine on because it's evening. I'll probably just put the rest of my serums on and moisturizer and go to bed. If you wish to wash it off, that is fine. Your peptides are already in your skin. You're not going to be washing it off. But don't forget, if you have any extra, it is still good. Just wrap it in saran wrap, pop it in the fridge, and you'll have it for your next microcurrent session. So with that, I'll see everybody in the group, and don't forget to wash your face.